excellence. We ask for commitment. We asked for everything, and he gave us much more than we anticipated, we expected. And because of that, the GPU today can look back, even in 5 years' time, and raise our fist into the sky and say, we've done it. It wouldn't have been possible because of a lot of things, but SECU is a big part of that. If you are in the room, SECU, can you stand up? Not. Thank you. GPU is indebted to you. And finally, before I leave the stage, this is election year. My dear colleagues, brothers and sisters in the media, this country, there cannot be any time in the annals of the history of this country, that journalists and what we do, what we report, what we write, what we broadcast, online, offline, is as important as this. We talk about the need for peace and tranquility as we approach the election. What we broadcast and what we published will very much determine whether we have a successful election or not. This is the time when we have to be perfect. This is the time where this phrase, to err is human, is not existent. There is no room, there cannot be any room to err. There has to be perfection. There has to be responsibility. There has to be honesty in what we report. We have to be fair to ourselves, to our country, to our profession, and we have to uphold the sanctity of this noble profession. So I urge all of us, all of you, we support each other to be perfect, to be responsible, to be impartial, to be honest to ourselves in our election coverage in order to make this great country move forward, and that should not in any way undermine or cut or minimize our task of holding the authorities, especially our elected candidates who are vying for electoral posts, to account. But remember this, whatever we do, two things: responsibility and impartiality. We can never forget that. To all of you who are here tonight, thank you for coming and have fun.
Responsibility and impartiality. These are really key words. Let's give another round of applause to Cyril Bojan Jr., please. Yes, Famara.
Yes. So next on the agenda, we have a statement to be delivered by, we could have brought in the chairperson of the National Journalism Awards, but we'll skip that because she will cap off everything that has been said here this evening. And then, like I said, we'll hold on to that and move on to the chair of the panel of judges, and he is the BBC's Mr. Isso Williams. He is the chairperson of the National Journalism Awards 2021, the panel of judges. Ladies and gentlemen, it's virtual, but hopefully he's watching wherever he is. A round of applause for Mr. Isso Williams as we get his statement. Is virtual. I'm sure they're getting it ready for us so that we can listen to what Mr. Isso Williams has to say about their way of judging. This is National Journalism Awards 2021. Well, while they're getting that sankule, it will interest you to know that when the nominee list was out, we started receiving calls. People were bombarding us with calls, especially those who submitted their entries to say, why was my award not shortlisted? Why was this? Why was that? But we were also in the dark. We wouldn't know because we had said the awards committee, the GPU, will have no hand in what the judges are doing. So this was exactly what we did. We kept out of what they were doing. So we wouldn't know actually what their procedures were. So, but they were being guided by a TOR. But aside that, we couldn't dictate them as to what to do. So this tell you these people are men and women of integrity, and they wouldn't want anybody to interfere in their judging process. So aside that, with all the complaints we've received, all the recommendations and the comments, we documented them. Of course, we will take note of that and we will forward it to the panel of judges. But most of these things are captured in the statement that Mr. Issa Williams will be delivering in just a moment. It's virtual, it's a video. He recorded it all the way from the United Kingdom, where he is. It's unfortunate that we can't have Mr. Issa Williams here with us. But while we're trying to get that circulate, it appears we are having some technical glitches. So we'll move on to the next item. We can always go back to Mr. Issa Williams' statement after the item we are about to mention.
We seem to have some technical issues there with the video. In the meantime, like you said, we'll proceed to the next item on the agenda. And before I call on this particular person, we've already spoken about her a little bit because of her role in journalism in general in this country. I remember when I was younger, I used to watch GRTS, and when she was on TV, I'll be like, wow, where did she learn from? I mean, oh my goodness. And then she continued on from there on. And, I mean, the beauty.
The composure.
I mean, the elegance.
Absolutely. We just leave it there.
I mean, so on that note, we'll just call on the awards committee. The awards committee, that is Jenaba Nyanjai.
The chairperson.
The chairperson of the awards committee, Jenaba Nyanjai, to come and give us a statement. Please,
well,
ma'am.
Ladies and gentlemen, 2021 National Journalism Awards chairperson, veteran journalist, Madam Jenaba Nyanjai. A round of applause as she takes the stage to join us to deliver her statement. We can't hear you. A round of applause for our Madam Chair. She did all her best to ensure that this 2021 National Journalism Awards is not cancelled at some point. Ladies and gentlemen, we wanted to cancel this on Tuesday. We had said we were cancelling this. Program. Madam Chair, welcome. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we'll have the statement shortly from the chairperson. Madam Chair, you want to take this mic?
Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. Honorable Minister of Information and Communication Infrastructure, Mr. Zane Silla. Esteemed journalists here present, our sponsors, ladies and gentlemen, members of the press who are here, media chiefs, I observe and respect all protocols here tonight. Let me start by saying Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. I say this because until 2 days ago, we did not think the National Journalism Awards would be possible. We started organizing these awards about 5 to 6 months ago, but things were just not falling into place until 3 days ago. Let me start by thanking our sponsors from the bottom of our hearts for funding this important event in the history of journalism in this country. We thank the European Union. We thank the National Disaster Management Agency, NDMA, the United Nations Population Fund, UNFPA, Unique Group, Child Fund, the family of the late Deda Haidara, represented here by Deda's son, Baba Haidara, and the family, and the Gambia Revenue Authority, not of course forgetting RMA, We appreciate your support, without which it would have been extremely difficult to organize the National Journalism Awards. We need not re-emphasize the important role that journalists play in our society. The purpose and importance of journalism is to inform society with the information they need to live their lives. Without journalism, we all know, the world would be ignorant. Journalism is important because it gives current and relevant information and news